everybody, how you doing? And welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the different things you can do on a full moon. The full moon usually happens once a month. All the things I'm going to talk about today are reasonably beginner friendly and quite simple to do. A lot of them you don't need anything huge. But before we start, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to see more videos on spirituality and self-growth. Now, let's get into the video. First thing I like to do on a full moon is to meditate. Meditation I do quite regularly anyway, but it's quite a nice way to let the energy from the full moon be more noticeable in your day or night. Meditation can be done in a lot of different forms. The most common one is, you see it a lot, is people sitting down or lying down with their eyes closed, taking deep breaths and trying to center themselves, ground themselves and calm their body and their energies down. That's usually the go-to method. That's what I like to use a lot of the time, but you don't need to close your eyes when you're meditating. You don't need to be lying down or sitting down. As long as you're doing the fundamentals of centering, grounding, calming yourself down, taking deep breaths and really just being in the moment. You can use this time to think deeply about different thoughts, feelings, about different people, situations that you're in, things you want to do in the future. It's a really calming practice, and for me it gives me a lot of clarity and understanding of myself and situations that I'm in or going to be in and what I'd like to do about them. Like I mentioned, you don't have to close your eyes. You can open your eyes, you can stare at candle flame, incense smoke, you can even meditate whilst you're cooking. You can go on a meditative walk through the woods or even meditatively go shopping. It might be a bit harder to do that because there are a lot of people around and a lot of distractions and noise, and it's just better to do it in a quiet environment. But whatever helps you meditate, you do that for yourself. It can be a journey to find what works best for you and what helps you stay calm, but the more you do it, the more you'll be better at it. This also leads me on to my second activity, which is manifestation. Manifestations or prayers or any practices or workings like that can be amplified a lot, like tenfold on a full moon. This is because the moon's energy in a full moon is at its peak. It's at its strongest and most powerful form. So anything you do on a full moon is amplified a lot more than any other time of the moon phase. So it's a great time to set out your goals and manifest them, or if you're into spell work, it's a great time to do spells and other spiritual workings that you'd really appreciate extra amounts of energy or amplification or anything like that for your prayers or manifestations. The third thing that I like to do on a full moon is to release. I briefly talked about this on another video, but I will probably make a whole video on releasing energy. I personally love to release my energies or thoughts or feelings through art, poetry, creative writing, music, dance, just anything that will get my thoughts and my personal energy flowing and out of my body, so I'm not harbouring anything that I don't want to harbour in my body. Basically, releasing is when you're getting rid or expelling any unwanted energy that is in yourself or in a tool or anything really. It's the method of getting rid of the energies. So even if you can't do anything to release energy from yourself, which personally I think is the most important form of release, you can just put some music on and dance to it. However you're feeling. Say if you want to get rid of a lot of angry energy, you can put some louder angry music on. Put some screamo on and like headbang. If you're wanting to be in a more calm headspace and slowly release your energy, you can put some slower music on, so meditation music, and just, I don't know, sway or sidestep or something, and that's a great form of releasing your energy. I love releasing my energy like that. Another thing I love doing, and I always do on a full moon, is making moon water. Moon water is basically what it says in the title. It's water that's charged with moonlight. So you can just put a little glass jar or a bowl that's covered, make sure it's covered, otherwise you're probably gonna get bugs and stuff in it. And then preferably something natural material, so like glass is really good, or anything that the light will be, like the moon's energy and the moonlight will be able to penetrate through to your water. So nothing too harsh in colour or completely opaque, just translucent materials are best. But you fill it up with water, cover it, put it outside once the moon's out or just before the moon's out. You have to bring it back inside before the sun hits it. So set an alarm. Make sure you bring it back before the sun hits it, otherwise it would start being charged with the sunlight and not so much the moonlight. Moon water can be used for a few spiritual practices, most commonly used for cleansing or charging. So you can use it in teas, you can add a little bit to your tea, or even if you just want to drink it straight like you would drink normal water, you can do that. I like to put some in my baths, or when I finish having my shower I splash some on myself and set my intention as I'm doing it to cleanse. Sometimes I like to charge or cleanse crystals in it, but only specific crystals, because some crystals are salt based and will dissolve or release toxins in the water, and it's not good. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today is cleansing and charging your tools. Tools can be anything that help you in your spiritual practice. So it can be crystals, incense, candles, wands, cauldrons, knives, swords, anything that you use to help you in your spiritual practice, like your day-to-day practice. You should probably be cleansing your tools at least once a week anyway, if you're regularly using them. Some people cleanse them every single time they're using them, which is probably best. If you're looking at a bare minimum, you should be doing it at least once a month on a full moon, because the full moon's energy, as it is at its peak, it is easier to charge or cleanse your tools. Obviously you need to set your intention for that, so if you want it to be charged with the moonlight, then you'd cleanse it beforehand and then put it out, so the moon's energy will be absorbed into it and it will be amplified with the moon's energy. Or if you want it to be cleansed, you go outside, put your crystals out and ask the moon to cleanse the crystals, and then they will be cleansed. And I guess in the same way it would also be charged with the moon's light, because the moon is cleansing it, and therefore it will amplify anything you're wanting to do with the crystals, or wand or sword, or whatever tool you're cleansing or charging. Well, that's all I've got today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for sticking around and tuning in for this video. Before I go, don't forget to like this video, comment what else you'd like to see, and subscribe to see more on spirituality and self-growth. I hope you have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay happy. I love you all.